This is James Lutton, delighted to be joined with Chris Kongo. Chris, how are you, my mate?
I'm good, thank you. And yourself?
Yeah, very good, thank you. Thanks for joining me today. Obviously, recently, big news come out. This fight that you've been wanting for a long time has now come to fruition.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah,
believe it's all been signed. March is the month, so we're very close to it. Your camp started in full swing. How are things at your end?
yeah, great. Couldn't be better working with the team. And yeah, man, it's going very well.
Firstly, let's start. You mentioned the team. It's a great team around you there. You've got Barry Smith, you've got Ben Davison at the Performance Centre. Obviously, Lee Wiley
Mhm.
as well. He is an integral
Yeah.
part of the team. A lot of people don't know what he does, but he is a big part of that team and a big part of the success there. Let's start with Lee Wiley. Talk to me about what he does for yourself.
Well, for me, Lee Wiley he's a coach, but also an analysis. He breaks down the opponents, and yeah, man, that's what he does, and he does it very well. Same as Ben, same as Barry. So, like I say, they're all part of what they're all coming one. It's a trio, but it's really one. So it's good. It doesn't matter who is in the corner on the day of the fight, but in the gym is where it really counts. Fight night, my brother could be in the corner. All the work that I've done in the gym is gonna happen in the fight anyway, so it doesn't matter.
I want to just go back to your interviews with yourself and Florian Marku with Sky Sports when the fight was announced.
Hmm.
Florian Marku has said you're going to regret taking this fight. Just get a
Hmm.
response from you on that.
Well, I've been calling him for a long time, so why would I regret it? You know, this is a just remember this is a good fight. Two good fighters. We're going at it to you know, to get up there in the world stages. So this is a fight that we both need, not just me. I don't need him as much as he needs me. We both need each other. So that's what good fights are made for.
Do you rate Florian Marku?
Yeah, of course, he's a good fighter. He's a good fighter. I'm only calling out the good fighters with names and people that I know will give me a challenge. And this is not going to be a walk in the park. No fight is ever a walk in the park. So I'm here to take on challenges and move on.
How important is that for you to take on the challenges? You know, we've seen you in the ring. You have taken a couple of losses, but that might have even benefited you in terms of not having to protect the undefeated record, and you can move on and almost have a less pressure going into your fights. Am I right in thinking that?
Yeah, definitely. Obviously at the moment, I'm coming off a loss, but that don't mean nothing. Pressure to me is nothing. I'm gonna go in there, still do what I need to do, and yeah, man, just make my moves.
How does Marku compare to some of your former opponents in terms of what he does and stylistically?
Well, with with Marku's different from all my other opponents. He will be similar if you're talking about someone like Echo, but Echo brings a different kind of, pressure and obviously they call him the engine for a reason. And I did feel the engine, and I felt his punch power. He has stamina, everything. But at the end of the day, I still got through that fight. So I think me personally, I think Echo is actually better than Marku, but every opponent is different, and Marku might do some things better than Echo, and Echo might do some things better than Marku, but everyone's different. But I believe I'm gonna come out victorious.
For me, from a fan's point of view, Marku is a very aggressive fighter, come forward, come at you fighter,
Mhm.
fast paced. Can that play into your hands where you can pick him off and find those shots?
100%. Everybody looks at me tall, rangy, can move. Everyone just comes with the same game plan. Oh, apply pressure, apply pressure, apply pressure. Well, the only thing is I'm only gonna get better if they're putting all the same kind of guys in front of me. Don't you think? So if he comes and wants to bring the pressure, yeah, bring it on. I know he's not gonna have the same intensity as Echo, so but he's still gonna bring pressure, and you know what they say, pressure makes diamonds. So I'm ready for it.
Absolutely. We mentioned obviously this fight has been building and bubbling for a long while now. They always say in boxing you need to marinate the fights and make them when they're ready to go. Is now the
Mhm.
right time for you to fight Florian Marku and this fight to happen?
100% now's the right time for both of us. So not just him, but for me too. I think this is perfect. We're still in our prime. This is another big fight I'm taking. This will probably be his second big fight. His first big fight was in Albania when he got put down with that guy. But yeah, this is his second big fight, and this is what my third, fourth big fight. So it's about time we're around that, you know, that that sort of stage in our career where we got to fight each other.
Now, for yourself, you could have taken the easy route. You know, you're coming off the back of a loss against Eko Asuman, and you
Mhm.
could have gone, "Well, do you know what, let me get a couple of easy wins under my belt to build my record back up, build that confidence back up." But you haven't. You jumped straight in with a fighter that you said yourself you rate, and it's a tough, hard fight for anybody. Now, why is that? What does that tell us about your heart and your mentality and your mindset?
Told you that I'm in it to win it. I got the will to win. You know, what's the point in going and fighting these guys? It's not gonna do nothing for me. I'll be more switched on fighting someone that I know he's gonna bring it than someone that I know I'm just gonna walk all over. You know. And the last time I fought a journeyman, or before in 2019, I wasn't even switched on or anything, and I was getting hit with silly shots. It didn't make sense, you know. So what's the point? I want to get in there with someone lively. He's gonna bring it, and he's gonna keep me switched on for the whole fight.
Just want to mention you a couple of losses, Michael McKinson and Eko Asuman. You don't lose a fight, you learn from a fight. What did you learn from those two fights?
Well, from both of them, I learned two different things, you know. And the only thing I would say that beat me that they won in both fights was just based off experience. I never had enough experience in that fight. So in both of fights anyway, that was my first 12 rounder against Echo Essiman, and that was my second 10 rounder with McKinson. I wanted to get one in beforehand, but obviously we couldn't due to COVID and all these restrictions. So it was all experience to me. Now I've got that experience, and this is why I say for this fight, Marku, he's gonna be beat by skill and my experience now. I've got the experience now, so I'm ready for these fights.
Mention the experience. What did you gain from these losses? And do you think, had you won those two fights, you wouldn't have the experience and the knowledge you have now?
No, I definitely would. You know, if I'd won them two fights, I would have been able to get a few. I would have been more active. I would have been able to get more fights and just push on and really build my experience from them. But everything is a learning curve for me. I don't lose, I learn. So it's nothing.
Do you still feel that you're avoided and tough to match, even though you have taken a couple of losses now?
Yeah, definitely. I still believe that. You know, if it was that easy, why ain't when I was after I got beat by Echo, why didn't no other promoters call me up and say, "Oh, come and take this fight, come and have him, come and fight him." I never got no calls, but I was still in the gym training hard, waiting for the phone to ring. So yeah, I believe I still am.
Chris, I've known you a long time, and I know you're a very ambitious man, an ambitious fighter.
Mhm.
Has the plan changed at all after these defeats?
No, the planet never changes. You know, we're still trying to head to the top, and we're still gonna get there, regardless, whatever route, however way we go, however whatever way we go, we're gonna get to the top. I promise you.
What's next after Marku? You beat Marku in March. What is the plan for the rest of the year? Do you want to stay active? I know you want big fights only. Are we looking at titles?
Yeah.
What are we looking at?
We're looking at activity, just activity. After Marcus, just activity. It don't matter who, but the main thing first is first comes first. Marku, then we'll look at who else after. But the main thing for me will just be to stay active.
The last question from me, Chris, is a hostile atmosphere is something that a lot of Marku's
Hmm.
opponents face. Marku does have a very good fan base and a good crowd at each of his fights. How much are you looking forward to that?
Hmm. So I love it, but one thing you guys need to know is I can do some numbers too. After that face to face, when you look at go on my Instagram, I saw it the other day. The thing got up over 900K views. Yeah, the face to face. So you think he's gonna sell tickets? What about me? I can do numbers. On
I
my
think you can
on
sell
my
it.
debut, I basically sold out York Hall. You said I can't do numbers,
I,
And you don't even know how many calls I got after that face to face. So trust me, he's got his fans, but my people are coming. My people are coming. So it'll be hostile too. Let's see who's really gonna handle the pressure.
is this one of these classics? Is this going to be one of those fights that people talk about for years to come? It's got all the makings of it.
100%, it has to. It has to be. And if it's not a shutout performance, then it's therefore if it's exciting, then it's therefore a good one to go again. Sometimes you see these fights, these big fights, they always have 2 or 3 fights together. So if that's the case, then whatever it is, let it be.
And just finally, Chris, victory by any means necessary, but how much would you like to stop Florian Marku after all the stuff he's spoken about you over the last however long it's been?
Listen, don't be surprised if it is a knockout. If it is a knockout, don't be surprised. Don't be surprised. This time I'm gonna be very patient, take my time, and not rush, not load up. Like I believe I did in my last fight. But I'm gonna take my time. But if I see something, if he goes down, I'm going for him.
Chris, I'm for one definitely looking forward to this fight. Thank you very much for your time. As always, a pleasure.
Therefore, no doubt, man. Always.